Hello, everyone. My name is Yao Lan. I represent the Community Mobilization Research Coalition, CMRC. The CMRC is a coalition, a platform, consists of BIPOC nonprofit agencies, minority business, and individuals. We have membership from that represent Asian communities, African American, Hispanic, and other groups as well. The whole idea of CMRC is to harmonize our individual voices that represent our own community and my own representations with the East Asian community, and other people have their own representations such as Somalia and the African American descendant communities, Hispanic community. The whole concept of CMRC is to harmonize our otherwise tribal voices, to harmonize them and to integrate them, these voices, and to amplify the combined voice so that our voice will become more powerful and our needs will be more understood, and we would expand our influence from a minority, typically underrepresented groups viewpoint. And we also want to build bridges so that we understand each other better, so that we don't stay in our own lane and cause tension. So that's CMRC. How do we act? We model a way that we've been known as listen, act, and learn. Listen, learn, and act, I should say. We listen to each other, each other's story, our heritage, what we are about individually as a group, what our culture and our history, what is our ethics story has been. And we listen to each other, and then we learn from our common humanity to identify what is the general handicap or impediment that causes to not be realizing our full potential. What we discover in the listening and learning from each other is that connection, enabling connection, connectivity, and relationship building is a really important part of the whole endeavor. We need better connection, better structure, and the comments have always been, we want to be engaged, we want to be included. So that common need, in order to satisfy that, we believe that we would like to see a center, an intercultural center, a building, a space where we can get together to discover, to learn deeper our respective cultures, and how do we be together to build a better America, a more perfect union. So what is the Intercultural Center? It's a place where people of different ethnicities, religions, languages, lifestyles can come together and learn from each other. It's also a hub of creativity, innovation, and collaboration that fosters mutual understanding and respect. More importantly, it also can be a source of economic and social value that can generate income and jobs for the local community at large. That is the general concept of an intercultural center. And that concept, under different names, have been implemented in many different places. So what is unique, what we need to was unique about Rochester, that when we implement an intercultural center, we believe that we need to be aligned with a couple of things, a couple of main features that stand out in our city. First of all, in Rochester, the city itself, since 2018, has joined the European-based group to declare that we are an intercultural city under the structure and the guidance of the international standard of intercultural city. So that is the city's declaration. That's the journey the city itself wants to do. Being an international city would attract attention, increase our standing regionally, nationally, and internationally. Imagine the label of being Rochester, a global intercultural city. Secondly, is what is also unique about Rochester, our area, is that the Intercultural Center and its theme and its declaration of vision that we are an America's city for health. We promote lifestyle, healthy lifestyles. We promote wellness for everybody. So two themes, right? First of all, we are an intercultural city, and second, and we are a city for health. So any kind of structure we build, the center, the intercultural center that we propose to build, is to make those two themes more realistic, more standing out, and from being just simply an aspiration, make it real. How does that happen? So our implementation or concept to implement the Intercultural Center, what is unique about contributing to healthy living and intercultural? If we imagine a place that is based on featuring food as an attraction, as a main theme, a place where you can come and have a taste of nutritional, good, locally sourced food and prepared according to ethnic traditions from around the world. If you can come to learn about how the food is prepared, to learn about the nutritional value of good food, and to learn about the supply chain itself that encourages locally supplied food to the preparation and uniqueness of culturally sensitive, culturally prepared cuisines, and you can have a taste of the food. I think as a visitor, you might find that quite attractive. And as somebody, as an operator or vendor, or somebody with an idea about wanting to bring your food tradition into this system, it would be a good place for you to apply to be an operator within this structure. And having food as a centerpiece, uh, wrapped around it with cultural programming, conversation, you can imagine that this is a place that people want to come. And it's a good way to model what a what an American city for health and a cultural city should look like. It should be a welcoming front door to the city. And we also know, of course, that in order to be successful, it has to be entrepreneurial in spirit. In order to sustain it, that has to have a business plan, a business model that is entrepreneurial in spirit, so that it can underwrite the operation of the center. So just again to imagine that it's being a global commercial kitchen. Imagine that we build an ecosystem that features supply chain for wholesale retail, farm to table industry. Imagine a place where incubator with ideas to test out their business, food-based business plans. Imagine a place where cultural exchange can take place. And we put that in the business model. You can imagine that it could be a possible and successful entrepreneurial business model that also, for the purpose of strengthening our reputation to be intercultural and to be a city for health. A few more words about the business model. It has to be sustainable because, again, it's a food format. And it has to be, of course, public-private partnership is required. And we believe that if we build enough cohesion, build enough initial investment from capital investment and human contribution, resource contributions, that we've done business planning, business model that says that, and it's a sustainable business model that is after initial period of investment, it can sustain itself. In fact, return reasonable economic value to investors. And we also realize that our world changes fast. So whatever we do, we need to respond to the changing conditions of our global world. And we really believe that despite the fact that the cultural centers like this concept is not unique. But what is unique about our proposal is that it's aligned with a food-based delivery. And we also, the nice thing about us is that we as a city as a community has the idea of thinking globally and acting locally. That, by the way, is what University of Minnesota, Rochester, has indicated to be the spirit of that university, think global. And what better way than to feature the local collaboration to build upon our locally resident resources, the various immigrant cultural groups and the other cultural and ethnicity-centric groups, combine that with local supply of good food, featuring that and combine it with cultural programming. And that would be a winning and very realistic business proposal. Who might come to this table, to the center? Well, the operators, potential operators could be night market vendors, and we demonstrated successfully in the past that night market in the summertime and also grow market, local farmers market. Those would be the operator and tenants of this place, and who would be the guests or customers or to come to the visitors to this place. You can imagine Mayo Clinic patients and the companions, and in between engagements, consultations. You can imagine to augment the message of healthy living, in a center like that you can learn about nutritional food preparation, and discover other cultures' way of preparing nutritional food. It's a enjoyable experience that you may want to spend some time to be here, to be there. We really believe that it's the right time, and of course it does require a message to public-private partnerships. And in fact, we've done that. This idea has been sermonized, evangelized, and taken around different area organizations, economic development organization, public officials, public representatives, informally, of course. Informally, they all nod their head to say that the concept is a good concept. It's something that is very conducive to the growth of our city, our region, to be a city for health and to be intercultural. And we also have make informal connections, have conversations with metro-based partners, and in particular the Asian groups that have behind the supporters and the builder of the Asian Mall in Eden Prairie, and they show some interest of developing a similar idea of Asia Mall in the Rochester area. And also in the future, we need to have conversation with people that the partners of the night market. Also, there are other examples, Minnesota examples that are similar to a cultural center, a gathering place. For example, in Duluth, along with the Sherman Associates, they're changing, they're completing and reformatting the armory, to turn it into a cultural center that's based on food, arts, and culture, a place of history to come to life, as they call it, for future generations. And in the Twin Cities, there is an effort of North Loop District that features art, food, and culture. What are some of the potential locations that we could think about building the Intercultural Center? The Rochester, Minnesota Riverside Riverfront Small Area Plan has identified a site that the east subsite of the plan is visioning the fact that is a mixed-use site that has affordable and marketable rate housing and also commercial area, that it would build the culture center as part of that development. It could be a very interesting proposal. So again, we're requesting if you want to join us at the effort, we're formulating a more formal coalition to activate this vision. And then there's a role for everyone. We invite you to explore with us and contact us. Thank you.